What is going on out there, peeps? All right, I'm trying to get caught up on some Q&As. I want to get back to some of your guys' comments and questions and make sure they get addressed. So this will be the Q&A on this particular video that I released, talking about cryptocurrencies and I believe gold at the time. But see here. So speaking of, if you're thinking about buying some precious metals, please give our friends over there at Money Metals Exchange a consideration. The link is in the description. If you're a first-time buyer and you buy more than $100 worth of precious metals, use promo code Pimpy, P-I-M-P-Y, and get a free ½ ounce of silver. Over here, we got Pimpy's Investment Chat. It's the same name as the YouTube channel. Over here, we do talk about gold, silver, cryptocurrencies, as well as foreign currency investments. No politics. Save the politics for over here, which is the hidden things that are in front of your eyes. Over here, we talk about NESARA, GESARA, QAnon, current events, politics, 9/11, false flag events, the whole 9 yards. Just be respectful of one another. And if you want to come join me over here on Twitter, I do have a Twitter account. The link is in the description. All right, let's get into some of these because we had some good chat. This video was funny, and some people have some good questions. So the Department of Justice website flooded with crypto fraud. Yeah, it is. This guy had done an article, and I thought I saved it. And then when I tried to find in my history, because the name of the article is misleading, but so the details in the article went on to say there was, oh my God, hundreds and hundreds of fraud cases and accounts that have been hacked, platforms that were shisty, manipulation. All kinds of stuff when it came to cryptocurrencies. And again, there's no technology that comes out to us that hasn't already been beat up 700 ways till Sunday by the government. So for all this to be happening in there, to me, is there's no need for it. They already knew these types of things are going to happen. They're just going to use these as excuses to corral all the sheeple in a direction they want them to go in. And they're going to do it in the name of, as usual, security, trust. Hey, look what these bad people did. Therefore, we got to limit the amount of platforms. Hey, look what these bad cryptocurrency people did. Therefore, we got to limit the amount of cryptocurrencies that we have. Oh, the whole purpose of cryptocurrencies is to just get you used to it, familiar with it, so that then they can turn around and then drop this on you. It's like the TSA. When you go to the airplane, we heard 9/11. So, but now you guys are so used to it. You go in there and you're so used to it that you don't even think nothing of it. That's what happens. It's like they introduce things to you in a certain way until you just get used to it and you don't question it anymore. But you should always question everything. TSA has not been able to stop any person that wants to board a ship with a knife. A boat with a knife or any other weapons. I can't tell you how many times a year they fail their safety precautions. All right, if people are determined, they're going to find a way. So there's no sense in it. They're not stopping anything. Again, it's just another one of those excuses to control you, to monitor you, even if it has flaws. But anyways, back to this. Again, I still think that now that we're watching the International Monetary Fund, I've been watching over the last couple of days, and in accordance with the World Economic Forum, I told you what they're doing is they're not going to ask you for your permission. Right now, what they're talking about is introducing a cryptocurrency, and even though Christine Lagarde is saying that, oh yeah, look at, it's absolutely imperative that we have still a fiat currency that goes hand in hand with the cryptocurrencies, which made me think about something. And that could be why these guys are pumping out money like it's candy. You see, if they're supposed to match these stable dollars or supposed to match the actual dollars that are out there. In other words, if I'm going to create a central bank crypto token, I want my bank to have, let's say, 20 trillion US dollars. Well, then they must match the 20 trillion central bank tokens. So I started thinking about that. I'm wondering if that's why they're not pumping out dollars like candy. Their purpose is meant to be dollar for dollar. with the crypto tokens. Again, that's just me speculating, but I think it's very suspicious. But anyways, that's what she was saying. They must be able to exchange their cryptocurrencies at any time with the actual physical dollar. All they're going to do is just get you, once again, get you using the cryptocurrencies that they can control, and then eventually they'll just remove the fiat dollar. That won't happen right away, but it's going to happen. They just want you to first get comfortable, drop your guard, not question anything. But here's my thing. Why do we need a cryptocurrency? We already do digital banking. I can use my ATM card. I could do a wire transfer. They're talking about, well, it takes forever for the money to transfer. No. It's all digital. What is there to transfer? There's nothing to transfer. On blockchain technology, the cryptocurrencies allows them to do mass data collection on your activities, as well as monitor all of your activities. Okay? I don't do crypto. I stack precious metals like my grandfather drilled into my head when I was a little girl. Yeah, you and me both, sister. Bitcoin in the entire crypto market has seen some intense strains throughout the past days, which has come about as a result of news regarding Square's acquisition of Bitcoin worth $50 million that will be held on their balance sheets. So I don't think Square has acquired. So they bought Bitcoin, but I don't think they bought Bitcoin themselves, because it would be a lot more than 50 million. So they bought $50 million worth of Bitcoin that they hold on their balance sheets. And I did show you guys a list of investors on one of my videos, and these are some big time investors. Some of these guys have billions of dollars, which is crazy to see. And already in such a short period of time, they've made, dang near $500 million just for owning that many. So that's all fine and dandy. And again, I think their goal is to just get people comfortable with the idea before this pull the rug out from under your feet. I know there's a lot of you guys out there that really believing in it and want it, and you're all happy about it. But to me, I'm not a huge fan at all of 100% digital currency. So what happens is if your government goes negative interest rates, you can't save. They're never going to let you save money. Governments that are out there have negative interest rates. You got to understand that the economy is built on debt. If you're saving your money and you're not spending it, it hurts the economy. Negative interest rates forces you to spend your money because it loses money just sitting there in your bank account. Okay? So again, that was a disaster for Japan. They did that. It was a disaster for a couple other countries. But it doesn't stop them from doing it. What they're trying to do is get investors to start spending their money. This whole New World Order agenda, again, whether you believe it or not, it doesn't matter. The whole Great Reset, again, is a New World Order agenda. They don't want people saving money. They don't want wealth transferred from one generation to the next. They don't want that at all. And they're not going to allow it because people are not standing up. They get content. They don't care. By the way, to get you even more used to using these digital currencies, what they're going to do, make no doubt about it, and they're going to do this around the world, they're going to entice you, give you all kinds of gifts and little goodies, so you'll be excited about it and you'll start using it. But that's what they're going to do. They're just going to indoctrinate you slowly but surely. And what is that? They're going to give you what's known as, and I told you this has been in the plan, and the Rona was the be-all, end-all. But anyways, what they're going to start doing is giving you what's called universal basic income. I'm going to give you $2,000 a month on top of everything you get, and the only way you get that money is you have to create a wallet so that the tokens can be deposited into your wallet. And that is the only way you can use it. So people are going to go, how? I want some free money. See what I mean? They just lead you to the slaughter so easily because people don't want to have to work for their money. They want free money. Oh, the government's going to give me free money? Hell yeah. What do you want me to do, government? oh, I want you to give away your rights. I want you to sign up for this thing that you have no idea what you're getting into, and I'll give you $2,000 a month for free. All right, $2,000 a month for free. Oh, how sweet. No, don't do it. I know it sounds enticing, but that's what they use. They use money against you. First, they do the Rona out here, making sure everybody's broke and bankrupt. Then you go through your savings, and then they offer you, I told you they create the problem. Then they try to offer you the solution. Oh, look, I'm going to give you some free money. You mean the money you stole from me? Oh, how nice of you to want to give it back to us. Not a baller like Pimpy, but just bought 150 of uncirculated and minted eagles. Let's get it, y'all. Not balling, you guys got to understand. I've been doing this for a long time. That's why I was kind of reluctant to show you even a picture of one of my portions of my collection. My concern was there are people out there who are struggling to build on their stacks, and I don't want to discourage them. And I was hoping by showing part of my collection that maybe it would motivate people. I don't know. I don't like usually bragging too much about it. I mean, you guys know I've been saving this for a long time. I don't just talk the talk. I walk the walk. But we are all of us are in the same boat, trying to achieve the same goal. You should get on Parler too. Santa was taken off of Twitter twice now. I heard. They're going to do it. Anybody talking about what's going on with QAnon, they are going to go after you in a big way. Not just that. Actually, I'm starting to see now in this NESARA GESARA groups being taken off. That's because people are conflating the NESARA GESARA with the QAnon movement. So anybody even just talking about NESARA GESARA and not necessarily talking about the Q movement, they're targeted as well. Pimpy, you got to pull up the pinned side-by-side comparison pics that are out there. You just thought you saw Pence debating on a stage. These guys are the best and have been taught night and day nonstop to be that person. Right down to the brand. Okay, so this is that cloning. You know what I mean? I'm sure by now, because ever since this, I've done a video showing you guys what is more realistic other than the cloning. Again, it's kind of funny because I was talking about cloning years ago, years and years ago. So when people say, do you believe in cloning? Well, that's not a matter of I believe in it. I believe it's possible. As a matter of fact, I'm going to do a video later on to show you how movies are used to indoctrinate people too into the idea of something. Okay? Again, it's another form of magic. It's another form of indoctrination. So when you start seeing them use the same thing that we're talking about, it does one or two things. Either the purpose of it is to try to discredit the truth from getting out there, or two, it's meant to indoctrinate the people so you get used to the idea. So yeah, I get it, you guys. Some of you people are so stuck on and you believe that the clones are out there ruling the world right now. Okay. It doesn't have to be paid back, Pimpy. The banksters owe us more than we owe them. $2 quadrillion. Info from Karen. Oh yeah, I heard Karen. I know who she is. Economist, lawyer, World Bank whistleblower. Now I believe Karen is claiming as well that she holds the code. So now we got 3 people claiming to hold the codes to free the world, and for some reason they haven't used the codes. It's amazing how these people all have these magical codes that can save the world, but don't save the world. Yeah. So yeah, I know who she is, and I know about these stories, and I know about these rumors. So if the money is there, then you have to ask yourself, what the hell is a holdup? I don't want to hear, well, we got to do this and we got to do that. No, do you understand? Putting that kind of money right now in the hands of the people would make them more powerful? Do you think? Well, let me ask you this. They're sitting back fighting this fight against the so-called deep state, trying to make sure that they're not in a position to take the money back from the people. And that's just them versus the deep state. All of us are out here with rumors. Now, wouldn't it make sense to you to give all the money to the people that's rightfully theirs, and then if the deep state tries to take it back, not only would you have those people out there right now that is the good guys fighting the bad guys, But then you would have a world's population that would rise up immediately and target these bad guys. They would not tolerate you giving them all this money and then having them take it from you. You would have a worldwide army of people, pitchforks, knives, guns, pans, pots, slingshots, you name it, swords, going after the deep state. They wouldn't dare take the money away. I'm sure they would try to find a way to do it over time, but again, people would get too hip to it. If you put a few $1,000,000 at people's accounts, if that's what was going to happen, and then these people try to find some skelly ass way to take it from you, people will rise up. I heard a procrastinator say that we should sell our crypto because with the QFS coming into play, there will be no need for cryptos with the gold-backed U.S. notes operating on blockchain. Yeah, I mean, I heard that too. So again, you got two factions of people. You have the good people, you have the bad guys. The bad guys trying to put us on cryptocurrencies. The good guys trying to keep us on this QFS system, and it's supposedly backed by gold currency, which would be nice. Again, once again, the QFS system, I talked to my friend, he said it exists, but there's no proof that it's out there. Everything I know, and you guys keep sending me these articles about the quantum technology money that was funded by Trump. But if you go through there, instead of just being clickbait, you guys got to get out of the habit of just going, oh, look, because it says quantum financial and it comes from Trump, sharing all this information without reading it, going, here you go, here's a quantum financial system. Nope, nowhere in any of those posts, when you go to the White House website, does it say anything at all about a quantum financial system. It does exactly what I told you it was going to do. It talks about how the quantum system is going to help in the fields of science, medicine, of course, in laboratories, and real-time data analyzing when doctors are dealing with patients. All of it that you see in there is, well, I'll say, and most of it is dealing with medicine, period. The healthcare industry. There are a couple of other exceptions when it comes to the field of quantum mathematics. It talks about the quantum internet it was talking about. So those are different. That nowhere in there does it say anywhere about a quantum financial system at all. In none of it. Okay? So you guys, you click it and you share it, but then you guys actually read it. Don't be a liberal. And what I mean by that is don't just read the headline and they go, oh yeah, this is great. You know, this is a good weapon for me to use. And then you repost it without actually reading the article. Most of these news agencies know you're going to do that. So they have clickbait and you guys share it. And then when you read the article, you get down towards the bottom of the article, it sometimes contradicts or changes the meaning of the headlines. All right, you guys? So pay attention to that. I agree with you, Pimpy. I continue to think the same thing about what's happening behind the scenes, but I just keep my faith in God and pray every day for the world. We live in the greatest country in the world and pray that things that need to be changed will be changed for a better future of the world. I'm praying for the same thing. Thanks, Pimpy. Now I have 253 ounces of silver. You guys keep going. There's still some time. Again, I'm watching the IMF. There's no word yet about what's going on with the SDR basket. You the man. Nope, you the man. Always wanted to get into metals, but took a little excitement to get me going. Glad I did now. I'm happy to see that so many of you are into them. Look, it's you're going to be happy you did, all right? There are some people hoping that something happens overnight. You guys, it's not going to happen overnight. Well, I don't want to say that because, again, there's a lot of things that could happen that could trigger something. But for the most part, just hang tight. This is only the beginning of the rumblings. It's like having tremors before you feel a major earthquake. You keep feeling little ones here and there, and then eventually it just takes off. The government is working on cryptos, and they'll have a huge future as well as silver. Cryptos, yeah, I mean, again, I don't trust anything that the governments have their grubby hands into. Now they're talking about regulating it, which is good and bad at the same time. The whole banking system and stock market needs to be restructured and more simplified. I'm with you, Pimpy. All the problems are going to go away once Trump is reelected. He needs to fully explain his plan and expose all of this corruption. I think you're already seeing it happen. If you guys are not paying attention, this Benghazi whistleblower, this information that's coming out is huge. It ain't little, and the media is trying to ignore it, but it's getting to the point where they can't, because now even Trump on Twitter has acknowledged and addressed and responded to this Benghazi whistleblower. For those of you who aren't familiar with what's going on, Benghazi happened after the death of Osama bin Laden. Remember, we were told that Osama bin Laden was killed. During the Benghazi attacks, there is now leaked audio of Osama bin Laden coordinating the attack against Benghazi, and that the Obama administration knew that bin Laden was not killed. So if you remember correctly, we went in there, SEAL Team 6, they shot the guy, they wrapped up the body before anybody could take pictures of it or identify the person or DNA testing. They just wrapped them up and threw them in the ocean real quick. Remember that? And everybody's like, what the hell? Release the pictures. And then the pictures that we did get were just Photoshop pictures, and nobody fell for it. It was, the pictures of Osama bin Laden's death were as fake as Obama's birth certificate. Even his own lawyer in court had to rule that the birth certificate on the White House website was a doctored birth certificate. Yeah, for those of you who don't know that, yeah, that happened. All right? So again, the rumor is that Osama bin Laden is alive, and that they lied about what was going on in Benghazi. And Benghazi was a place where they were selling and training and funding ISIS as well as Al-Qaeda under the Obama administration. I get it. There's all you people on the left that think that Obama is your messiah. But come to find out, he committed treason. Not just him, but it was all of them and all the people that took part in this. And this is why they want Trump out of office so bad. Because the longer he's in there, the more this is getting exposed. It seems like every day in October now, we're learning more and more about the truth. We're learning that the elections are rigged. We're learning more and more about the attempted coup against Trump. We're learning more and more about all the treasonous acts and crimes committed under the Obama administration. We're learning that Obama, Biden, Clinton, Brennan were all behind this, as well as Comey and Mueller. So, yeah, you guys, this is big. And the media is going to do all they can to keep distracting you and from reporting this information, because this would and should take down a big part of the deep state, but also be about the end of the Democratic Party. You know what I mean? They are that corrupt. They're evil. It seems like every other day I'm seeing in news articles about another Democrat being arrested for bribery, fraud, all the time. They're not there for your best interests. So again, this shouldn't be about Democrats versus Republicans. It should be left versus right, good versus evil. Remove the Democrat out of it. Because when you say Democrat, people who are Democrat supporters become offended. It doesn't make a difference that the Democrats are a big part of this. They're no longer the Democrat Party that I grew up on. They're not the same Democrat Party of JFK. So to me, they're not Democrats. They're just treasonous rat bastards is all they are. Democrats are something totally separate. I agree. Take their damn license away. So when the banks are what you're talking about, yeah. So I was saying, with all the constant crimes committed by banks and they get exposed for it, you know, they make trillions of dollars or billions and trillions of dollars off these crimes, but then they only have to pay these really nominal fines. They're so small, it's not even discouraging to them. But again, this is what I'm saying. The bankers, politicians, and media are all bed buddies. Do you really think that somebody like Anderson Cooper should be getting paid $20 million contract over 5 years. No, the money is because they sold their souls out. Their job is to push a false story, push whatever the government wants to propaganda to mislead the people. That's what their job is. So to them, that's just like bribery money. They get paid that money to push the lies. Thanks, Pimpy. I like your grounded approach. Bought more silver today. Yesterday would have been better, but hopefully it would be a great investment soon. Oh, it will be. It's going to be. There again, the rumblings have not stopped about precious metals. They have been going strong for the last couple of weeks. Pence body double, clone. Remember at Bush's funeral, they all received indictments, and Pence, who was sitting behind the president, received an envelope with an indictment. Okay, who said they were indictments? Where did this rumor start? Somebody said, yeah, Pence is a pedophile. He got one of those indictments too. Because I'm going to tell you what I was told about what was in those letters. Those were letters of Trump sending out his condolences and then saying in there how these people should stop fighting and they should all unite together. And that's why you see the eyes rolling in the back of their heads and stuff like that. So who told you they were indictments? Where did you guys get that information from? Because I don't believe Q said those were indictments. And you're trying to tell me that Trump is working with a pedophile as his vice president? Come on, people. Really? So, again, somebody seen some letters and they thought, oh, this is great. I'm going to run with this story that they're indictments. It sounds good and looks good, and everybody's all cheering, thinking that, yay, these people, the evil people were served indictments. Who told you they were indictments? The Q say specifically that all of those were indictments, because that would be the one thing that I would trust. But you see, here's the thing. Why would the president be serving indictments? He's the president. Again, I think it was just Trump being heartfelt. Not everybody got him, of course. Yeah, I don't know where that whole thing is that they're indictments. And why the hell would Trump be working with Mike Pence if Mike Pence is supposedly a pedophile? This is a holy roller. This guy's a Bible thumper. Is there any proof at all outside of these rumors that you guys got going on here that Mike Pence was ever involved in pedophilia? The only vice president that I'm aware of, well, not the only, Bush, Cheney, Obama, their VPs all have and been rumored to be linked for a long time to pedophilia. I never heard Mike Pence's name brought up in pedophilia rings outside of this rumor here. So again, where did you guys get that information from? Seriously. Who said that Mike Pence was served an indictment? I saw the envelopes, but nobody knows what was in those envelopes. Okay? And the person that I asked was talking in passing. Yesterday, Japan had an announcement that the government won't never go to cash. Won't never let go cash. And even when they released the CBDC, Japan also partnered up with the U.S. on quantum government officially. Something to do with the QFS. Might be, but again, when you guys go to this quantum government, you guys are not reading it. Go in there and read it. Most of it has to do with the medical industry. To me, this is awesome because they mix this quantum with AI technology, and if it goes the way we hope it does, you're going to see the fastest advancement in medicine that we've ever seen. I don't want to sound like a negative Nancy, believe me. I want the manipulation to stop just as much as anybody else. But unfortunately, the too big to fail banks aren't going to allow this to happen. It's funny you should say that because guess what? JP Morgan, who was busted for manipulating the markets, somebody had leaked that they're possibly doing it again. So again, just paying $1 billion fine. I don't know. I also saw another argument that said that JP Morgan won't be allowed to manipulate the markets for 2 to 3 years. So it's real simple. Are they selling shorts? Are they shorting the market? Because if they are, then they're going to manipulate it. Hell yeah, definitely paying attention to things that are going on. IF meeting. I think we are holding our breaths. Yeah, I am. I've been watching that sucker, but there are a lot of interesting things, and there's a lot of things in there that they're talking about. Some of it about debt forgiveness. So some of you people, you big NESARA GESARA fans, there are some talks about a total debt reset, a debt jubilee, and how they would handle it. Can they just say, hey, there's no more debt? I think they can to certain things and not to others. So I'm curious to see what comes out of there. Also, I did like the part about talks about First Amendment rights for the world. People should have a right to speak out. Too many people are being censored, and that includes us in our own country, and we allow it. All these things that people on the left have been violating our Constitution, 7 ways to Sunday. But again, because of the way the media has been pumping up the left side, there are actually people out there who support that. They don't realize what they're giving up. They're just useful idiots. Bull run. Don't stop, bull, keep going. Stocks, PM, yeah, precious metals, cryptos. Life is good. They are big. I haven't seen them this morning, but cryptocurrencies were on a decent little run. They shot up pretty quick, and then they slowed down. Then they shot up a little bit more. Then they slowed down. So I'll look at them later on. I did see gold and silver go down a little bit, but then go right back up again. So we'll see. There's a lot going on. I'm really paying attention just to see what's going on. Pimpy, I don't know a darn thing about the metals or markets move, but could it be possibly that silver won't move until they actually make the change on the 13th? I want to understand. So we don't know what's going on. There's a lot of speculation, Julie, on what's going on the markets. All right. So on the 13th, what you saw was the U.S. Mint increasing their silver, the sales of their silver products by a pretty good margin. It's like 40, is that right? 47%, I think it was. It was a pretty good hike. It was a pretty good hike. And the thought process for many people are, if the U.S. Mint starts that process, then don't be surprised to watch the spot market. Again, the spot market is different. The spot market's not real. It is the one that we watch, but that's not the true value of gold and silver. Gold and silver's value are way higher than that, but that's just the one that everybody monitors. And the coins that you buy are more valuable than what you see on the spot market as well. Pimpy, funny bro, where are you from? Sounds like you got a little hood in you. So yeah, I mean, I grew up in, well, kind of all over Southern California. My mom was a single mother of 4 kids. Me being the oldest, so we lived in a lot of, gang neighborhoods growing up. So growing up, I lived in Stanton, California, which is known as Vario Crow Village. Then we lived in Buena Park, which is Los Coyotes. And then we lived over in by Placentia, which is known as Plas, which is right next to La Jolla. Yeah, I mean, in one neighborhood we lived into, which is in Anaheim, was ran by a lot of Crips. There were Simone Crips, RSP Crips, SOS Crips, and SKS Crips. And we lived over there near Santa Ana, otherwise known as Santana for us Chicanos. It's F Troop section, which is a blood neighborhood. So we lived all over, you know what I mean? So, of course, when I was growing up, I thought gang life was glorified. It looked cool. It was something I was like, ooh, I want to do until once you get to a certain age, you start getting into the junior high level, they start trying to recruit you. And to me, my approach is like I was a free agent. I wanted to see which team was better, which was the wrong approach. I just thought it would be that easy. What ended up happening is when I used to go to junior high, had to cross like 5 different neighborhoods to go there. We didn't have buses that went to junior high. We walked. And so every day was fighting. I mean, my 7th grade junior year was hell for me. I was fighting like every day because people want to know what gang you with, where you from. And I was like, dude, there's no gangs. And then what happened is I just turned sour on it. As a matter of fact, I became really bitter about the whole lifestyle and was rebellious. So after you get in so many fights, after a while, you just don't care. You start going to school whining to fight all the time. And so that's when my mom thought, oh, it's time for you to go be with your father. So I've been back and forth between both parents for most of my childhood. But yeah, I grew up in neighborhoods, big time. The best part about your video, Pimpy, is that I can disagree with you on a few things, but still agree with you, your reasoning right after. They should be publicly indicted, or publicly indicating some major players. Oh, indicting some major players, yep. Like former president officials before the election as good faith in the movement. Yeah, my thing is this whole thing about, them saying, oh, you can't interfere with an election. No, 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 no. I don't want to hear that. If the people that are running for a high position like the presidency have committed some damn crimes, I don't want to hear that, oh, this is interfering with the elections. If you have undisputed evidence that these people committed crimes, get it out there. Because you know what's going to happen. Hypothetically, if Biden wins, all those crimes that these people committed will be covered up. All the evidence collected, removed and erased. They'll just say it was a political hit job by Trump and none of it was real, and they'll go on to committing even bigger crimes now because they got away with it. They will have learned from the lessons where they screwed up and make sure they don't repeat them again. They'll make changes to policies and procedures that will protect them from ever getting caught again. Do you see what I'm saying? It's a big reason why you got to make sure Trump gets back in office so we could get this information out. But this whole thing about, oh, I don't want to interfere with an election. I have no more faith in Barr and Durham. The fact that they're going to use that as an excuse, and that the fact that they've not charged anybody and all the time they've been there, not one person. There has been recommendations to the Department of Justice on people like Comey and them, and they simply refuse to charge them, and that includes Barr. Sorry, you guys, I know you guys are out there. Barr's the hero, Durham's the hero, but this is why Trump's pissed. Why the frick have you not arrested nobody? There has been recommendations for crimes, and they say, oh, they're too small of crimes. There's bigger fish to fry. No, 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 no. Lock them all up. Because if it was the other way around, look, they got Michael Flynn still in court over a crime that was fabricated. They impeached Trump on fake charges. So why the hell are you not charging those people on the left when you have undisputed evidence like Hillary Clinton and her emails, this whole Benghazi thing? I mean, why aren't these people sitting in jail? So I don't have any faith in those people anymore. Pimpy, can you please explain how they figure gold and silver ratios for the value of also the ratios between gold and silver? Okay. As the gold and silver markets or the demands for either precious metals increases or decreases, here's how you figure out, to put it in a nutshell, here's how you figure out what the ratio is. You take the value, the spot market, I'll show you right now. Real quick so you guys can see. I'll just show you. I'll simplify it real quick because this is really what it is. So if you go over to here, you go into Yahoo whenever it gets there. So you have Yahoo, okay? So once you're in the Yahoo, come on. Did I not click it? There we go. So once you're in the Yahoo, my computer's old. I really need to upgrade on everything. So once you're in the Yahoo, and you go right there, do you see where it says financing right here? Click it. So once it takes you over here, you can see the market. Okay, you can see what's going on. See this little ticker on the top up there? Right here? Right here? See this? So if you hit this over arrow like this, you're going to see the value of gold and silver per the market. Do you see what I'm saying? These will be the market values of gold and silver. Well, you can see gold right here and silver. All right, so what you do, see that 224.33? So it goes like this. You whip out your calculator, and this is how they figure out what the ratio is. So you take the price of gold, which is 1906. It's on the rise again, good, because it was up there, dropped down, and then came back up there again. So you see you got the 1906, 1906, and then you divide it by the 24.33. So right now the ratio is you would need 78.33 ounces of silver for every 1 ounce of gold. That's how they determine the ratio right here. Okay? So depending on the demand of each metal, the ratio changes. Traditionally, the ratio is somewhere around 15 to 1. So 15 ounces of silver for every 1 ounce of gold. That historically has been the trend. So what we do is we watch it. Right now, when you see it this far apart, you should be investing in silver. Because eventually what's going to happen is you're going to see silver start to close that gap. I told you silver outperforms gold. And then once you're up there and it gets closer, so ask yourself this. If you were interested and you had enough silver, let's just hypothetically say you have 1,000 ounces of silver. But you wanted some gold and you didn't have none. Do you want to trade 78 ounces of your silver for 1 ounce of gold? Or do you want to wait till that ratio gets smaller, let's say down to 20 ounces of silver for every 1 ounce of gold? Do you see what I'm saying? That's why you pay attention to the ratio. When the ratio is this big, it tells you invest in silver. When that gap starts closing, you want to invest over into gold, okay? But again, I mean, was it in July? I think it was ridiculous. The gold to silver ratio was like 118 ounces of silver for every 1 ounce of gold. What the hell? That's when you want to really start stacking up on silver. So yeah, a lot of us pay attention to the ratio for that purpose. That's how you know how to shift back and forth between gold and silver, okay? That's when you do trading. That's how you make money. So what you do is you go, okay, now that the ratio is down to, let's just say 20 to 1, trade how many ounces you got. So if you got 100 ounces, well, you can get 5 ounces of gold. So trade 100 ounces of silver and get 5 ounces of gold and hold on to it. Because gold consistently moves at a very slow pace compared to silver. And then you just keep adding to your gold stack over time. And then you keep adding to your silver stack as time goes on when the ratio widens again. Okay, so can you speak to the state quarters and the silver in them? Okay, so again, so state quarters are numismatic coins. Okay, I'm going to show you some. So all coins out there for coin collectors, they make different versions. You have what's known as a business strike, which is the coins that you see in your pockets. See these ones, everyday coins? Okay, these are proof coins though. Remember I was telling you proof coins were the highest quality of coins? Because look at them. And these are deep cameo. Deep cameo means you have this mirror-like backing, and then you have this frost look here. These are very, very desirable coins. They don't make very many. They don't make very many of them. The mintages are usually pretty low. These are collectible coins. These down here are what is known as business strikes. These are what you usually see in your pockets. They're collectible, just depending Up here you see the Buffalo nickels, you have the V nickels. So anyways, to show you, you have mint sets are a clean, fancy version of your business strikes, and they're brilliantly uncirculated. So this is the coins that do not get put into the bank. These are the ones that you collect. They're in top shape. They're the best shape. You know, that's what you want. Then you have your proof sets over here, right? Proof sets are the coins that I just showed you, all right? But here's the thing. They have silver proof sets. So you could buy those same coins. So here's what the state quarters are. So these state quarters you can buy. You get these quarters at the bank. You can get them. They're out there in circulation. Those are business strikes. Then you have what's called a mint set, which is your uncirculated version of the business strike. And they come in these nifty little holders. They're beautiful. They're collectible. Then you have your proof set, which are just like this. They're beautiful. They got the mirror in the back. They got the frost on here of your business strike. But then you also have a silver proof set of 90% silver. So you see some of these coins out there could still be silver. I can tell you that these state quarters have been brought in to Anita's work, and somebody used them as regular quarters. Of course, Anita's educated enough on coins that when they came in, she grabbed them and swapped them for a regular quarter. It brought them to me, okay? So you can get these sets. They're protected in their little holders. You can see the little holders that they come in, and they are silver coins. So these are starting to get into the numismatic section of it. See, I'm saying the word now instead of saying numismatic, okay? It's numismatic section of these. These are for coin collectors. This is, again, when you start getting into these territories of coin collecting, there's all types of little teeny bits of piece of information that you have to be educated on. For the most part, the best I can tell you is, unfortunately, you should try to study as much as possible. That's not the unfortunate part, but most of what you learn is going to be through trials and tribulations, okay? In other words, it's going to cost you money. I mean, I've lost thousands of dollars trying to learn to do these things right. Okay, so you can buy them. There's, there's all these different years. Or look at this. You have proof sets. 1970 proof set of 10 packs. So you can buy 10 of them if you want to buy more than one. 1974 10 pack. And then they have them through the years. You'll see something like the complete 1965 through 1980 proof set. These are not the silver ones, but they do have silver ones. You know what I mean, you guys? So again, this is Dave's Collectibles. This is for coin collectors. I try to avoid these ones right now because of what's going on everywhere. You can see even here's your old Franklin coins, okay? Beautiful sets. Anyways, you try to stay away from numismatic coins. It's because they're way above the spot market. You're paying high premiums for the coins, but you're paying for them high premiums because they have collectability both on the numismatic side as well as the precious metal side if you're going to be in your silvers. Okay? And that silver value goes up and down. Those sets go up and down along with the silver market. There are gold numismatic coins, all right? I could, again, this is in a whole other area, so you guys got to be very careful about when you're playing around in this area. For now, I would just advise, because these are really expensive, just stick to stacking the silver. And again, here's your gold. So there is a numismatic side to these, you guys, okay? So the gold eagle coins, when you buy them, they are numismatic coins. They don't just have the precious metal value that makes them collectible. They also have a numismatic side to them that over time they accumulate value as time goes on, as they get older. And if you keep them in great shape, the value stays really high. So it will increase over time. And I know some of you guys are, I don't want to confuse you too much, but I'll show you. So when I come over here, which is PCGS, they're like the leading authority on grading coins. And that's what you do with your coins. Again, this is a whole nother area. I don't want to get too sidetracked. But when you start collecting coins, you start sending in your coins to get graded, all right? And depending on the grade, you can get coins that are very valuable. So I have one of these, and it looks exactly like this one here. It's in great shape. It's an actual proof coin. I believe mine is 1887. So I have an 1887. It does have a gloss on it. It's a proof coin. So see this? There's only, nope, mine only has, so I don't think I have an 1887. The year that I have, there's only 300 in the world. 300. Proof. Because I told you, when they make proof coins, they don't make very many of them. But the quality is phenomenal. Okay, so I do have, I'm trying to remember what year I have. I don't want to keep going on this, but nonetheless, this is when you start getting into coins. So when you're looking at these, I'll just quickly show you this. So, okay, let's say I had the 1887 proof coin, all right? Here it is. I have the 1887 proof coin, and I have it. So when you come down here, you send it in to get graded. These are your grades, 62 plus, 63, a 1 being the worst score, a 70 being the best. So you can see what this is right here is your grade. This is the value, and this is the population. In other words, the number of coins out there, there's 262 of them that have a 64 score. The approximate value is $500. Do you see what I'm saying? This is when you start getting into these areas of proof coins. When you're so 2 coins in the world have a 67 score for this coin. Right now, the average value of that coin is $2,500. Do you see the difference? The 66 is only 1,050. The 66 plus, that is. The 66 is 800. See the difference in value of the coin based on the score you get. That's why it's important for you to keep your coin in tip-top condition. That's why you guys, when we talk about the proof sets that are out there, and again, when that coin that the U.S. Mint's talking about is actually, I knew it was something about it. It has what's called a varnish finish or matte finish. So it's shiny coin. And that's why they charge higher premiums for these coins. They are good gifts for adults. They're great gifts for adults, but for kids, you have to teach them at a very young age because kids tend to want to break them out of the sets and play with the coins, which devalues them big time. If you could just teach your kids to leave them in the sets as they get older, the sets become pretty valuable. Okay? So, again, sorry, I don't want to get too far off in that way because that question has been asked a lot of times. And here we go. All these erratic moves are to wipe out over-leveraged longs and shorts. The dump is coming, even as soon as this weekend. The rig is in. So, yeah, the shorts are over-leveraged, I think, and they that's why you're seeing a drop in the value. And, yeah, they're going to go up and down like a yo-yo, like a roller coaster. We know that, but make no doubt about it. Their time is running out. It's harder and harder for them to manipulate the markets. Don't get me wrong, they still can. But like that guy said, look, in the past, you were able to easily shake the market. There was a lot of amateurs, a lot of speculators that were not knowledgeable. They didn't have access like we do today to education or materials for us to be educated on. And because of that, as much as the market tries to shake speculators or amateurs into selling the precious metals, they're not very successful at it. That's because even speculators now are hip to this, and they're not letting go of their precious metals. This is big. This is great. It's awesome. All right. So that's it for now, you guys. I hope that answers some of your comments. I am going to play catch up today. I continue to do so. If you like the video, hit the thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I surely do appreciate it. And I'll talk to you later.